It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into this afternoon's video, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm chiming in from Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever you may be representing. You know, oftentimes people send me questions in my email, realkenstv at Yahoo, realkenstv at Yahoo, and they send me different stories and they pose different questions to me. Upon checking my email this morning, individual asked me, Real Kens, have you ever had to put your hands on a correctional officer when you was incarcerated? No, I haven't. Point blank, no, I never have, and I wouldn't recommend ever doing it. But at the same time, a lot of those COs, they need a little act right in them. You know, they need to get a little act right put in them from time to time because they definitely get beside themselves. And I'm not saying all COs. I'm not saying that all COs are chumps or punks. Or I've seen some of the toughest dudes that were COs. One dude was a CO. He was a aspiring MMA fighter. Matter of fact, he had just turned pro. And he was, you know, he was supporting himself by being a correctional officer. But his love was, you know, fighting. And they would go and get him whenever they had problems with an inmate, man, and you didn't want them problems, man. So I'm not saying that all COs, like I said, are jerks or soft or punks or what have you, but you got a lot of them that they allow that power to go to their head. Them blue uniforms that they wear, it really, really goes to their head. Now, I did have a situation that occurred in which it came very, very close. This CO came very, very close to getting his wig split, man. I was going to push his noodle all the way backwards, man. All this was going to be way back up in here somewhere, man. That's how mad I got. Typically, I don't even get mad like that. I'm not a violent individual whatsoever. I ain't going to kill nothing, and I ain't going to let nothing die. But an individual can only be pushed so much and so far. I'm in the pen. This particular moment in time, I want to say I probably had, I don't know, 7-8 months left before I was going up for parole, had an opportunity to go home. Would have been my third time going up for parole, so I'm trying to be on my best behavior, do everything that I'm supposed to do, because I should have had gone home a year prior to that, but I got into a couple fights and got some write-ups, so the parole board gave me an additional 12 months. It's called a deferment, a setback. So nevertheless, you had this correctional officer. Now, he was cool at first. He started off as a rec aide. He was, you know, pretty much just, he worked in the gym. He was over the gym. So I don't necessarily want to say he was a rec aide, but he was over the gym. It's cool, man. Never had no issues. You talk to him, he talked sports with you. He was just one of those cool dudes that appeared to be there just to get his paycheck. Worked in the gym for a few months, and then next thing you know, he gets transferred. He's a regular CO on the yard, a regular correctional officer on the yard. The dorm that I was in, CC, he would often work that dorm. You've seen this individual just transition. He just transitioned from being cool to just being an actual jerk, man. No one ever really knew why. People just assume, okay, he's probably not happy at home, or, you know, he's having some issues at home or what have you. Because oftentimes when you see correctional officers and they come in and they act that way, they're miserable with their lives. They're not happy at home. They're having marital problems or relationship problems. It's typically something to make you want to come into a prison or a jail and to take your anger and frustration out on inmates, especially these inmates that you wouldn't say 2 words to on the streets. Let's keep it real. Let's be real. If you didn't have a little punk-ass blue uniform on with your little badge and your handcuffs and your panic button that you wear on you, they got like a little contraption or compartment to where they wear their radios right here on their shoulders. And they got like a little red button. You hit that red button, call it the panic button. So you got these individuals, man, such as, and I can't even remember his name, man. He was man, what is that wrestler's name, man, that drunk the beer all the time? Not Goldberg, man, but big dude. He was real popular in wrestling. He always, after the match, he'd crack open 2 cans of beer. Stone Cold. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin looking motherfucker. That's what they called him, Stone Cold, man. Look dead on Stone Cold. I never seen Stone Cold Steve Austin in real life, but this individual looked exactly like him, bald head. Didn't have a similar build, though. You know, he was smaller. He probably weighed, I don't know, about 225. He's 5'11", every bit of 5'11". But again, he did resemble Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if he allowed that to go to his head, because he walked through the dorm all tough, you know, like he was a hell of a motherfucker. And then when you trying to talk to him or something, you know, in regards to a write-up or something like that, he just standing there like, you know, like he's really on wrestling, like he's getting interviewed by Mean Gene or Tony Schiavone or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So he, you know, he really had a little swag about himself or whatever. So he thought. He's in the dorm or whatever. And from time to time, you know, his old ways would come around. Hey, you see a game last night? Yeah, I checked it out, man. You see LeBron? Yeah, he hated LeBron, man. So it was always a topic of conversation. Like I said, he would come in and he would be cool, but then he would have his days he wouldn't say anything. One particular day, he comes, shakes me down. Now, when you're an officer in the dorm, you have to do so many shakedowns per shift. We understand it. When you got a cool officer, and I need to get one in, no problem, man. They got to cuff you, sit you in the chair, usually 2 or 3 minutes, make it look good for the camera. Boom, they not even really looking for anything. Stone Cold gets me one day. I'm sitting there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, damn, a shakedown don't take that long. I don't have that much stuff. Everything that I got receipts for, because you have to have receipts, you know, to everything that you have, like cups, bowls, food, you have to be accountable for. Show that you bought it out of the commissary. If not, they can take it and write you up. So I had a bowl in the locker, and it was from like lunch, something that I didn't eat for lunch or something like that, but I was going to eat it later on. He takes my bowl and confiscates my food. I'm like, what are you doing, Stone Cold? You taking my food, man? He's like, you know, you're not supposed to have this in your locker. I said, I understand, but it's only been in there for, you know, a couple hours since lunchtime, man. I'm going to eat that tonight, man. Nah, you're not supposed to have it in your locker. And he takes my food, man. And he's like, I could write you up for this. I'm like, you going to give me my bowl back? Dude takes my food, throws it away, throws my bowl away and everything. Damn, man, you on some other, man. You are really on some, what's up with you, man? You know what I'm saying? You didn't act like this when you was in the gym, but now you over here. I don't know if you didn't let this little badge go to your head, man. But that ain't cool, man, to just take somebody's food, man. I already don't get a lot sent in to me anyway. So he's going to take my food? Nah, it looks like you got plenty of food to me. So that little incident occurs. The whole shakedown ends up taking 25, 30 minutes. At this point, I ain't got no rap for you. I ain't have a lot of rap for COs anyway, but you got some cool COs there that are legitimately there just to get, you know, just to get their check and go home, man. Yeah, this one CO named Martin, man. Martin had been there for 20 years. I think he was trying to get his 25 years in. Martin had only written one person up the entire time. They offered him to be a sergeant, lieutenant, all of that. He turned it down. He didn't want none of that. He just wanted to get his money and go home. He wasn't trying to make anybody's life harder than what it already was. You're already locked up. This is his philosophy. This is how he felt about the situation, man. I ain't trying to write nobody up. Unless I just see somebody doing something just, you know, outlandishly, you know, just disrespectful in front of me. Man, don't bother me. I don't bother y'all. Y'all don't kill each other. Everything's going to be cool on my shift. So people love when Martin worked. Stone Cold and I, you know, he would try to say little stuff from time to time. I just ignored him. Literally just totally ignored him. I never will forget, it was a Saturday afternoon. Now, in the penitentiary, Saturdays and, you know, the weekends are a lot more laid back. It's never a fun time. It's never a fun moment in prison, never. So don't get that misconstrued. But it's just more laid back. You have less staff there. You know, the administration, the people that work in administration, they're not there. They're home, you know, doing whatever they're doing. Probably somewhere hunting or some bullshit. Not that there's anything wrong with hunting, but it's the type of stuff that they like to do. So, you know, you got the COs, you got a lot of the cool COs that work the weekends or whatever. So it's totally laid back. I'm sitting in the dorm one day. It's an open dorm. You got 4-man cubicles. Sitting in the dorm, man, and visitation is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But they're going to cut visitations off at about 2:50. So if they haven't called you for visit at about by 2 o'clock, you're not getting a visit. So I'm sitting there, and my girl and I, we were having turbulent times. It's very difficult to maintain a relationship, period. But you add incarceration into the fold, it's really difficult. Um, so I'm sitting there, and my girl, she had sent me an email earlier in that week, said that she would be there this weekend. She didn't say which day, but she was like, I'll be there this weekend. Like, cool. We hadn't really seen each other much, hadn't really been corresponding too much. So, it was going to be a happy time. See, there's nothing like going, they call it the dance floor. You going to the dance floor? Ain't nothing like going to the dance floor. Why? Because you get to see your people, you get to hug, get to kiss a little bit. You might see your kids if you have kids or younger kids or whatever, your mother, your father. It's just a fun time. And so for those couple hours that you out on the dance floor, it seems like all your problems go away. They got the vending machine so your people can bring quarters and anything that you want out of the vending machine. You want a cheeseburger, pork chop sandwich, you want pizza, you want nachos, you want whatever. Chips, candy, cookies, all the sodas, all that, whatever you want. As long as your people bring the quarters, they go up there and get it, warm it up in the microwave and everything for you, bring it back. Burritos, all type of stuff. Visitation is a beautiful time. You got people that's incarcerated, go see them people, man. Because one little visit can carry them pretty much the whole week. One letter shows that you actually took some time and effort to write and check on them, see how they doing. Send them a couple dollars if you're able to. I know times is hard out here, but if you're able to, send them a couple dollars. I understand that you didn't put them in prison. I understand that we put ourselves in prison, but at the same time, we still human beings. You see what I'm saying? You don't just give up on an individual because they made a mistake. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of you all will be in prison if you had gotten caught for some of the things that you've done in your life, man. Y'all rocking with me? Rock with me, man. Because I just want you to keep it real, man. Oftentimes, man, we could have, we had gotten caught for the things that, I got caught several times. So I'm not going to necessarily say we, but if you all had gotten caught for some of the things that you've done, you'd be in prison too. Respectfully. So you got this officer, man, stone cold, man. Like I said, I'm ignoring him. Saturday afternoon, he walks in the dorm. Bradford, it's my last name, Bradford. You got a visit. I'm happy. All right, man. I already got my little uniform because, like, you got to wear your uniform to visit. You can wear gray sweatsuits just like this. Gray sweatsuits in the pen. No hoods, though. But everything that you wear pretty much has to be gray or white. I got my little gray sweatsuit on. I change into my khaki uniform. It's already ironed and creased up. I got the creases going down the pants legs. I got the lines going down the side of the shirt. It's creased up, man. Look like I'm in the motherfucking military or somewhere, man. Got my boots shot. Actually, I didn't have my boot. I had tennis shoes. My tennis shoes all cleaned up or whatever. That's my visitation outfit, man. Everybody keeps a visitation outfit hung up in the closet. Hung up in your locker, rather. So when that visit does come, that unexpected visit comes, man, you looking fly when you go out there on visit. You done went to the barbershop or got your hair done or whatever. Now, I didn't really get a whole lot of visits. My mom would come every other weekend. But besides that, my girl would pop up from time to time. Those are the only individuals that I really had on my visitation list. So when they called me for a visit, I knew that it was one of the two. I always knew when my mom was coming. So when they said, Bradford, you got a visit. Oh, okay, that's what's up. She showed up, man. I'm happy. Getting dressed, everybody. Oh, man, you going up top, man. You going to the, you going to the dance floor? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Is it your girl? Yeah, it probably is. I get dressed. I know I took a shower and everything. So I'm walking up to the visitation booth or the visitation. It's like a building. It used to be in the gym, but now they created a separate building. It would probably take from the dorm, which I was in CC, take about 5 minutes to walk up there. Particular time, it's winter time, so it's it's pretty cold outside. It's windy, it's cold, or whatever. Walking up to the visitation, as I'm approaching the visitation, I see the parking lot because you got to pass the parking lot. Relatively small parking lot. It's not as though there's 200-300 cars in the parking lot. I don't see my girl's car. I'm looking. Damn, I don't see my girl's car. No, it ain't my mom's because my mom's came last week. I'm looking for her car. I don't see her car. Who could this possibly be? Coming to see kids. I go inside the visitation room or whatever. Hang my coat up. I go up to it's like a check-in station. Go to the check-in station, you show your ID, they pat you down. Give them my ID. Hold on just a second, but I'm looking around the visitation room. I don't see anybody out there that I know. Not that will be coming to see me. I see a couple people I know, but not anyone that's on my visitation list. What the hell's going on, man? One of the officers, he comes back, he tells me, he's like, it's been a mistake. You didn't have a visit. I'm like, what do you mean I didn't have a visit, man? They just called me up and said I had a visit. It was like, nah, it wasn't for you. It was a mistake. Sent me back to the dorm. I'm heated. I'm mad that I done all of this, and it wasn't even me. I'm upset because I had my hopes up for a visit. Thought I was gonna eat good on the visit. Thought I was gonna get a couple of hugs, you little smooches, you little Philly feel. Wasn't me. They done called the wrong person. I get back to the dorm. Stone Cold's like, what happened to your visit? I'm like, man, they called the wrong person, man. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, they said Bradford or whatever. So he goes back, looks on the thing. Now he's trying to play for cool. They got my name mixed up. It was an individual named Buford. Buford had a visit. Now, Buford and Bradford, they are somewhat similar as far as the names, but they're not that far off. Nevertheless, actually, let's rewind it. Buford and Bradford are similar, but they're not that similar to where you would get the two intertwined. If that makes any sense, if that makes better sense to you. Nevertheless, they didn't call the wrong individual, man. Spoiled my whole day. Okay, a couple hours later, I feel better. Got visitation tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time, 9 to 3. So Sunday, typically she would come on Sundays anyway. Waiting. Sitting there, I'm watching football on TV or whatever, but I'm keeping I got one headphone on and one headphone off because they will call your name over the loudspeaker. Or you may hear it on the radio when the COs walk through. Inmate Bradford report to the visitation. Inmate Bradford report to the visitation. You know, you hear that on the radio. It's static. Inmate Bradford has a visit at the visitation. Inmate Bradford has a visit at the visitation. That's how it sounds. I'm waiting. They got a 130 count. After 130 count, typically clears at about 150. All the individuals, the visits that have showed up during that, the count period, the count time, they'll call them up. They'll call you up there like soon as count clears. Count clears on the yard means, okay, everybody's free to go back out on the yard and go to the weight pile, basketball, whatever you may have been doing. Count is clear so you can proceed on. All the people, as I mentioned, that came to visit you or their people during count time, once count is clear, they're going to call you to visit. They don't call you to visit within the first 10 minutes after count clears. It's a wrap. 10, 15 minutes is over. And even if they do call you and it's 10 after 2, by the time you get up to the visitation, it's going to be, 2:20. You're going to have somewhat of an attitude when you get up there because it's like, damn, you had all day to come and see me. And you just now getting here to come and see me for the last 30 minutes? Is this where do I really, what role do I play in this movie? You already haven't seen you for 2 months, 6 weeks, and you come for the 30 minutes. It's just the type of attitudes that, inmates, that's how we're thinking. Maybe not the best of ways of thinking, but that's just the way that it is sometimes. They don't call me for visitation. What the hell's going on, man? She keep lying to me, telling me that she's coming to visit me, and she don't. Another couple weeks passes. I don't see her. Don't hear from her. Think I probably sent her an email like, why you tell me you was coming to visit me and you didn't show up? Actually, I take that back. She did respond. I ended up having to take the kids to practice on Sunday, and I didn't recognize that I was going to have to do so, but I should be able to get there this weekend. Weekend comes, passes, no visit. Another weekend comes, Saturday comes, no visit. Sunday, same skit. Sitting in there watching the game. Stone Cold. Bradford, You got to visit, man. Are you sure this time? Yeah, you got to visit, man. All right. My baby finally came. She showed up, man. Doing all the things that I've previously told you. Got my stuff. All my stuff was already ready. Put my little uniform on. You're going to walk out of the door. Hold on, Bradford. Hold on. Let me double check. Calls up there. Sorry, it was Buford. Wasn't you. You don't have a visit. I am heated. I'm going to split this dude now because now I feel like you're playing with me, man. I feel like you playing with me. It's the second time you done this. I feel like you really, really playing with me. I am heated, man. I'm talking about, man, I'm ready to split this dude's wig wide open. I'm sitting there. I'm hot. And that's what's earlier in the day, so I still had an opportunity to get a visit because I think when he called me, it was like 11:30 or something like that. She typically doesn't come that early anyway. The earliest she's probably going to get there is about 12:30, 12:45. So I'm like, all right, cool. I still got an opportunity. Let me chill out. She may still, show up. Sitting there. As time progresses, I'm seeing other people get visits and getting called up to the dance floor. But not Ken's. Smoke coming out of my ears. I'm furious, man. You heard me? I'm furious, man. And it's one of those things, if you haven't been to prison, which is a great thing, but if you've been there and you've been in these situations, and when you're waiting on that visit and they don't show up, only you all can truly identify with me and know exactly how I feel. How I felt at that time, man. Makes me mad when I think about it now. Time comes, I don't get a visit or whatever. Time comes and goes, I don't get a visit. I go up in the booth, man. What's up, man? Why do I feel like you playing with me, man? So I'm approaching him. Why do I feel like you playing with me? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I told you that it was a mistake. You all have similar names. Only thing I do is when the person, when they radio the visit in, he breaks it down. When they radio the visit in, I go off of what they tell me. I don't know who's here to visit you. I don't know who's here to visit this person or that person. When they come on the radio and they say Bradford has a visit, I come and get Bradford. So why do you have a problem with me? I'm not even the one that's doing this, man. So I'm like, yeah, man, you full of shit, man. I said, you full of shit. That's how I'm talking to the CO. I said, you act cool when you was in the gym. Then you come down here, you want to be cool one day, you want to talk about the basketball game and LeBron, and the next day you want to shake a motherfucker down, man, and trying to write a person up, man. Either you going to be cool or you going to be a jerk. If you're going to be a jerk, then be a jerk all the time. At least we know how to take you. Okay, you a jerk, don't fool with him. You know what I mean? But if you want to be cool, you wishy-washy, man. You wishy-washy. So I tell you what, man, don't say nothing to me and I ain't going to say nothing to you, man. I told him that. Him and I right there in the booth, man. I could have got a hell of a write-up for that. But, shit, it's just what it was. I'm a man, he's a man. You got a blue uniform on, I got a khaki uniform. That's the only thing that separates and differentiates, as far as, us two. A few more weeks passes by. I still ain't seen my girl, man. Ain't really heard from her. I done wrote her a letter, long letter. I ain't really heard anything back from her. Weekend after weekend, I'm not getting a visit, man. I'm just like, man, this is some bullshit. Sunday comes. Bradford, you got a visit. Hey, man, double check that name. No, we got it straight. This is your bed number. This is the name, Bradford. Bed number, CC, whatever my bed number was, 32. It's you. You have a visit. All right. I feel for certain I got a visit this time. Now, it's not Stone Cold at this particular time. Stone Cold's not working during this day. Oftentimes, they will rotate the officers. So you may work a CC for a week or 3 or 4 days, and they'll move you over to this dorm, then they'll move you over to this dorm. You may be working visitation one day. You may be working the control booth one day, to where when people pull in, you check their IDs and verify that everything is proper before you allow them on the premises, if you will. Same thing, get my stuff ready or whatever, walk up to visitation. I walk up to visitation, I see my girl's car. Yes, my boo came to see me. Plus, it's early, too. I know I got at least 2.5 hours, maybe even 3. My baby came to see me, man. I've been upset with her, but it's kind of like one of those situations where you waiting on your partner to show up, man. And every car that comes by, you looking. There go T, there go T. Nah, that ain't T. There go T, there go. Nah, that ain't T. Man, fuck T, man. I ain't fooling with T no more. And then when T finally arrives, when he shows up, what's up, my dog, man? I thought you wasn't coming, man. You ready to ride, man? You upset at T until T gets there. That's how it was with my girl, man. Y'all rock with me, man. There go T. Nah, that ain't T. That ain't T. Happy. Pep in my step. I'm walking like George Jefferson, man. I'm doing a George Jefferson on the way to the visitation room. I get in, hang my coat up, as you know, go through the normal process, get patted down or whatever. They tell me to step to the side. Step to the side. What's going on, man? Visitation's been terminated. Well, how's it gonna be terminated? I'm just arriving. I see my girl, she's walking out of the door. They're like escorting her out of the door. What is going on? What is the problem? They won't tell me what the issue is. They just tell me that my visitation has been terminated. Damn. I don't know what's going on. I can't call my girl at this particular time because I don't have any money on my phone account. So you can have money in prison, but if you don't have money on your phone account, then you can't call unless an individual on the outside puts money in. Now they changed it to where you could purchase minutes from, like, if you say you got $30 on your account and you want to purchase 10 minutes, and you can purchase. But during this particular time, if you didn't have money on your phone account, you couldn't call. So I couldn't call and figure out what the problem was. So for the first couple of days, I don't know what's going on. I didn't email what's going on or whatever. I get a letter in the mail from the warden's office, basically telling me my visitation has been suspended for 90 days. After 90 days, I can reapply, and then at that time, they'll revisit, and they may or may not give me my visitation rights back. But what happened? Basically, once I talk to my girl, when she gets to the, you arrive, and once you arrive to the prison, you give them your ID, you show your verification or whatever that you're on the visitation list, and then they allow you to, raise the gate, and you drive in, park, go inside, they pat you down, put your keys and your money and everything like in a little bowl or whatever that they have, and they give it back to you, and then they sit you down at a table, and you wait on your visit to come. That's how visits work. She goes to the check-in table or whatever. They stone cold at the table. Hey, how you doing? She's friendly, he's friendly. Got any contraband, anything like that on you, ma'am? No, sir. So she's walking to the table. As she's walking to the table, she didn't already set her keys down. They didn't give her her keys back and everything. She's like, oh, hold on. Sir, I do have, she had, women, they carry mace on their keychain. She had some mace on her keychain. She was like, I have this. I just realized that this is my other set of keys. I just realized that I have this on my keychain. Small thing of mace. He act like a motherfucker done snuck a Draco or something. Oh, no, he's ready to call state police and everything. A little thing of mace, man. Spray bottle of mace. He's making phone calls. He didn't call the warden. He didn't probably try to call the motherfucking president. He didn't try to call the NAACP. He didn't call any and everybody that he could call, the Department of Corrections. Because this woman inadvertently brought a small thing of mace that's on her keychain into a state facility. It's his discretion. It's his call. He can take the mace. He can tell her to take it back to her car. He can just not allow me to have a visit for that day. Or he can recommend my visits be suspended. Well, he knows who I am. Based upon his recommendation, my visits get suspended for 90 days. And that's just until I can reapply again. No telling how long it's going to take to get an actual answer back. Once I find this out, I'm ready to go on scrape him, man. Forget it, man. I'm already going, just give him what he wants, man. I'm going to give him what he wants. You think you stone cold? I'm going to give you what you want, big boy. I'm ready. I know I'm going to get more time. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not really, obviously I'm not clearly thinking, it's impulse, man. Sitting in my little area one day, weekends, everybody's getting visits. It's a couple weeks into my suspension. Man, who's winning the game, man? Fuck out of my cell, man. It wasn't a cell, it was a cube. But fuck out of my cube, man. Fuck with you like that, man. Exactly what I said to him. He was like, you got a problem, brother? You got a problem? Yeah, I got a problem. Yeah, I got a big problem. Dude takes his badge off, takes his radio off, sits it down. Well, come on, come and get you some. Told you think he's stone cold. The only thing he was missing was the 2 beers, and he shake the beers up. Oh, that's the only thing he was missing. Well, come and get you some. Shit, I stand up. We can fight right there in the dorm. See, when an officer does that, when they take their badge off, they're basically relinquishing their, okay, I'm not a correctional officer at this point. So you came at me, and that was going to be my claim to fame when I mopped his ass, when I mollywopped him all up and down, make him touch everything in that cell. Everything in that whole dorm, I was going to make him touch, man. Plus, I'm in a weight pile this time. I'm cock diesel. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm going to give him what he wants, man. My partner jumps up. My partner tells, nah, come on, man. I cannot let you. He jumped up like on a movie because he seen that it was getting ready to go down. He jumped up. You know how in a movie somebody, they'll be in slow motion, or somebody shoot a gun or something. You'll see the bullet in midair, and then the person will be trying to save that person, and they'll dive in front of them. No. That's how Tay jumped up. No. He dives in front of me or whatever. My other partner, man, they grab me or whatever. It's going to go down, man. It's going to go, come on, man. Stone Cold, get the fuck on out of here, man. You in there starting trouble, man. You're going to get whooped. They end up getting Stone Cold out of there, man. I had to check myself. I'm like, here I am, man. Within a few months of going home, I'm trying to fight a correctional officer, man. Obviously, man, I mean, yeah, he's playing games, but at the same time, like, I don't got no win in this situation. So let me do things the correct way. I file a conflict against him, man. Don't really like filing paperwork against people. Never filed paperwork against anybody, but a correctional officer, even though it was a correctional officer, I feel as though, although I didn't like doing it, I had to protect myself. I filed a conflict. I don't want to say her name because she's like in internal affairs now, but she's real cool. We was always cool since she was just a regular CO. A lot of people said that she liked me. I didn't think that. And if she did, she wasn't going to risk her career because she was there for a career. So she wasn't going to risk her career to fool with an inmate. But do I think she liked me a little bit? Probably a little bit, but it never went anywhere. It was never any, I flirted a little bit, but, I kept it to a minimum. She was kind of on my side, man. I'm telling her, man, this Stone Cold dude, man, this is what he's been doing, man. I'm telling you, he's just, he ain't no racist because he fools with the white dudes just as well, man. But he's just on some other, man. He's going to get himself split. He's going to get himself hurt. I filed a conflict. It's a little bit before Christmas. Oftentimes during the holidays, like Christmas, you have a spread. You know what I'm saying? You put a big meal together. So it was like 4 or 5 of us. We all went in. You get $10, $15 worth of stuff. Everybody get, and they can't afford that. They get what they can get. Okay, you ain't got no money this week. Don't even worry. Can you get a couple cans of baked beans, some macaroni? Yeah, I can handle that. Okay, don't even trip. I get the rest. So, we had a big spread planned for Christmas. Probably about 2 days before Christmas, they called me out to the office, man. I'm being transferred over to across the yard to the dog. It was called the dog program. And the dog program is basically where you had, you training puppies and dogs and things like that to actually be adopted and be taken in by owners. They sent me to that dorm because they had regular dorms that was within the dog program dorm itself. So you didn't have to be in the dog program to be in that dorm. I'm sick. I don't really know nobody on there. Yeah, I know people over there, but everybody I fool with and kick it with that I'm close with is in the dorm that I had just been in. Y'all sending me over here because I filed a conflict? Right before Christmas, as I mentioned, man. It was a sad Christmas. I ain't get no visit on Christmas. My mom came. I take it back. I got a visit on Christmas. And that's a beautiful thing to have a mother that's still around, that cares about you enough to... So my mom came, but I didn't hear anything from my girl. She was supposed to come. She didn't come. We had visits that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because it was Christmas, week or whatever. Never showed up, not one time. Not once she didn't show up, man. Every time I called her, man, she was excuse after excuse. Called her all day on Christmas. Oh, I left my phone at home. What about yesterday? I called you. Oh, I was in and out. I was busy. What about the day before that? I didn't see your call. It was an excuse every single day. The writing was on the wall. I just didn't want to read it. So I'm over there in that dorm. I'm like, man, I got to get back to this dorm. I'm filing appeals or whatever. I tell the people, I say, look, man, I signed up to go see the psych doctor. They accept my appointment. I'm in there. I'm telling her, I'm laying on the couch, man. Actually, I wasn't, but I was like, I don't know. On TV, do I lay down and tell you my story? She's in there laughing or whatever. She's like, I don't think that'll be necessary. You don't have to lay back. I'm telling her when I was a kid, I got attacked by 2 pit bulls, which I did. And that terrified me for the rest of my life. So anytime I hear a dog bark or just a sight or a smell of a dog, man, I get nervous, man. I'm like Debo and I'm like Smokey in Debo's pigeon coop. Every time I hear a dog, so I'm telling her this or whatever. She's laughing. She's trying not to laugh, but she's taking me. She's trying to take me seriously, be professional or whatever. They ended up moving me back to the dorm. The way that they did it, though, after a couple of weeks, they moved me back to the dorm, but it looked kind of funny because they moved me back to the exact same cube, but the individual that took my place, instead of them swapping him out with me, because I was on the top bunk, the dude that was on the bottom bunk, they moved him. So it made it look like, damn, how did dude get moved back? Plus, he came back to a bottom bunk. You see what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, it was a mix-up because he wasn't even the one that was supposed to get moved. But somehow, some way, he ended up getting moved. And it was messed up because everybody fooled with him. He was cool. So now they looking at me. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't do it. I did it, but I didn't do it like to get him gone. I didn't do it to get anybody gone. I was just trying to get back to the same dorm. Because within the dorm, you got A, B, C, D, and E. Yeah, those are bays, units or whatever. And each unit holds 50 people. I didn't think I would go back to the same unit. I was just trying to get back to that same dorm. So it was messed up. But nevertheless, that's what happened. Stone Cold, I was seeing from time to time. He didn't really say 2 words to me. I ain't say 2 words to him. His conversation, he may say something from time to time. I just ignored him. I literally said nothing to him. Fast forward, I come home, I end up making parole. My first year that I was out, I'm working at like Burger King. I'm washing dishes at a little cafe or whatever. I'm doing whatever I got to do. I'm working at Walmart, doing whatever I got to do to survive and to make it. I started door dashing after about a year of being home. Ended up door dashing for about 3.5 years straight. One day, I pull up to an individual's house. I ring the doorbell. This time I had been home about 2 years. 2.5 years. I ring the doorbell. Dude comes to the door. Lo and behold, who is at the door? Stone Cold. He's there and he got his 2 little girls. They small. They look like they may have been 4 and 6, 4 and 5. Daddy, the pizza. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. He was like, hey. He's giving me that look like, I know you. He knew exactly who I was, man. He was like, what's going on, brother? What's going on? I was like, what's going on, man? He's like, man, it's good to see you. How long you been home? A couple years. You staying out of trouble? You staying out of trouble? We don't want to see you back in there. He's trying to be cool and cordial, things of that nature. Yeah, I'm staying out of trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy your day, man. And I go on about my merry way. See, it was one of those situations to where, when you're in a position of power, when you feel as though you can do whatever you want to do to an individual simply because you have that badge, or you have the ability to, affect someone's life and make someone's life worse than what it already is. I'm not looking for any sympathy or anything like that, but you're already in jail. You're already dealing with a whole lot. And then when you have these COs that are coming in and just being obnoxious, just simply because they can, you never know when that DoorDash is going to knock on your door. You never know when that lawn care worker is going to knock on your door. You never know when that individual that you call to look at your toilet, your plumbing, your roof is going to be somebody that you bullied while they were incarcerated. See, the thing about prison, it's okay, you got the blue uniform on, you calling shots while you in there, but a lot of COs fail to realize inmates allow you to go home to your family. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it misconstrued. They allow you to go home to your family, man. Understand that. They allow you to go home to your family. Not only did I knock on your door, not only do I see where you live at, not only do I see that you have kids, and why should an individual care about your loved ones, your life? You didn't care about mine. You didn't care about everybody else's. I was just doing my job, yeah, but doing your job and being obnoxious and doing things simply because you feel as though you can. 2 totally different situations, scenarios. I ended up going back to his house a couple more times while I was door dashing. Every time, Wasn't really much conversation. It was, hey, what's up? How you doing? Everything cool? Good. Me, I'm just not a vindictive type of individual. I'm out of prison. Don't want to put myself in a scenario in which I could go back to prison. But just think if my heart wasn't like that. Just think if it was an individual who was very spiteful, had an elephant memory, didn't forget anything. Think you care about your kids living there? Think you care about, anything that could potentially happen to you? Because once again, you didn't care about how you treated him when he was in a compromising position. Pause, double pause, triple pause. So don't expect this individual to have any love for you. Watch how you treat people, man. I guess that would be the moral of the story, the basis of watch how you treat people, man. Because you never know when that same person that you dogged, you may run across this individual on the streets, man. And you may not even remember him. You may not even remember what you did to him. But guess what? One thing for certain, two things for sure. He's never going to forget the way that you treated him. And I've never forgotten the way that Stone Cold treated me. I just let life handle him. Obviously, you're miserable. Life's going to take care of you. So I didn't feel the need to try to get back. But if I wanted to, I definitely had to drop on him. It's just not my style. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Real Kens TV.